Here comes the second video that I'm recording, although I haven't even published the first one, but once again, I felt the call, I felt inspired to write, I felt inspired to hop in front of the camera, so here I am, following the call, just as I wrote in my blog post The Breakup. Following the call, embracing it, although it's scary. And so why am I here? So just now I sat down in meditation and I had this crazy mind. This crazy mind when you're full of fear, and in the spiritual world people call it the ego. It's a term that I started to get to know in, I think, 2014, and truly experienced and understood what it means ever since, I think, 2015. And it's something I will go more in depth in another video, but right now that's not what I'm here. But so that's the mind when you're full of fear. And I don't know, I always have the image of a bouncy ball that's kind of bouncing in a room, and it's bouncing from wall to wall and wall to wall. And that's kind of what I mean. It can be triggered by different things for different people. I think a big one is in relationships. When you talk to a beloved someone and something is not 100% right and some fear gets triggered, I think that's a big one when it can happen within a relationship. It can also happen in friendships. Also then I think often with interaction of other people, a friend can say something that can trigger you, that can trigger your fears to come up, or an event. For instance, me, when I started this new teaching program and I had all those people around me, my fear that I will fail again because I failed one exam came up. So because of this group surrounding, this whole fear came up big time. And right now something else happened that triggered fear, and there was a moment and I didn't know anymore what to make out of it, and I wasn't sure how was I really feeling, how not, and this fear was there, and I didn't know if that was really what I was feeling, or if I was actually good or not, and I was confused and a mess. And a few months ago, I would have just lived with it. I would have carried on, I don't know, do the work, be in the emotion, be negative, kind of feel off and not sure what was happening, but not feeling good, but in carrying this feeling in my body, in my heart, in my tummy, all around. I would have just moved on and kind of went over it, would have gone to bed later tonight and just laid there and not really being able to sleep and having this fog. It's kind of a foggy mind and cloudy, and I would have woken up in the next morning and maybe the feeling would still be there or not, because I wouldn't have solved it and I wouldn't have been with the feeling. I would have just kind of ignored it. And now with all the work that I did over the past month, and so I knew that there was another way to handle that, and I knew there was another way out there to do that. And first of all, I noticed, I realized, okay, although the situation has passed and it ended on a positive note, right now you're not feeling too well, and you can't make your mind run. You're not sure how you feel, and there's a lot of ego, a lot of fear in your mind, and you can go out of it. So I realized that I saw the moment. I noticed it, and that gave me the power, and I think that's the first thing everyone needs to learn, to understand those moments. Because if you realize it, if you be aware of it, you have the power, because then it's up to you to make a change. And it's difficult, not saying it's easy, and it's difficult to make that change. It was difficult for me to say, okay, I need to go into the meditation, I need to take this time right now, I need to say, alright, I need to take this 10 minutes, half an hour, and I need to just go here, light up the candles, and sit right here. So I knew I needed to sit right here and do the work, and do the listening, to the hard stuff, to the hard work. So first off, I realized it, and I knew I was in charge. I knew it was up to me, and I knew there was a loving solution out of this. I knew there was a possibility for me to love and feel love and positivity and get out of this monkey mind, this fearful thing. So then I did the hard work. I sat here, I meditated. Or maybe I didn't truly meditate, but I gave myself 15 minutes to sit in silence and try to focus on my breath and kind of saw what was coming up. What were the thoughts? What was the fear? That wasn't me. What was going on? What story was I telling myself on the inside? And yeah, I sat with the pain. I sat with the emotion. I cried a little bit, and I felt a sense of ease come over me because I could let go of it. I understood what I listened, and I kind of could make it let go, especially with the next step. The next step was then I grabbed my journal, and here, full of pages, I grabbed my journal and I wrote it down. And I think that's an important step. For one, it's the meditation or the sitting in silence gives me the opportunity to really see what's going on and to really connect with that emotion, that feeling, that fearful talk, to really see. And then writing it all down, to me, makes me kind of see the truth again and kind of helps me to align with myself again and to see, okay, so that does really make sense. Okay, you're scared of something that really is not there. It's an illusion and it's not true. It's normal. We all have those. Don't just judge yourself about it. Don't put it in a negative circle that you're like, oh, but I shouldn't be feeling this. No, you are not. It's normal. We all have fears. We all feel them. Different. Each of us has different ones, but we do. And they get triggered by other circumstances. And that's perfectly fine. But it's a fear and it's not reality. It's nothing that's just happening right now. It's nothing, for instance, me, the fear of failing my exam. Yes, it's a fear, right? It's not something that's actually happening right now. I'm far away from failing because I'm not having any exams. And it's an illusion that I'm playing myself, or I'm telling myself, so that I think that I'm holding myself down. Or another one in relationships is oftentimes the fear that you will lose someone, or in a friendship as well, or family, or everywhere when it comes to another person, this fear of losing someone. And of course we have it, and it's a good one. I mean, we care about someone, so we don't want to lose them, but oftentimes this fear, this ego-based story comes in a moment when it's really not any of what's going on. It's not there. It's nothing. Not like a true fear. Like there's a spider and you get scared of the spider. The spider is there. Okay, you can get scared, but the fact that you might fail an exam, or that you might lose someone, or that you might get hurt, it's not there. But your mind is kind of projecting it there, somewhere where it's not. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, me grabbing my journal and writing it all down, and I try to get as honest as possible. In moments that I feel fear and negativity, I try to write everything down. I have like pages here where okay, that's what my ego is telling me. That's what my ego is saying. And this is very personal, so I don't really want to read it out loud. But usually what I do is that I write down, here that's why I wrote something down. It's like, what's the crazy? And I just wrote down, for instance, that I was scared that I reacted in a wrong way, or that I can't do a special task that was giving me, or that I'm going to blow something up, that I'm going to do something that will end something, or that I was scared of what other people would tell me. Here there's the one that I said before, that I was scared of failing an exam again, that I'm scared of doing this, for instance. So I write all the crazy down. I write it all down, and I try to get as honest as possible. And then after that, I kind of try to check in with myself, and this already helps me immensely to get it all out. And then I usually write a love response, and I can quote a little bit. You're always forgiven of your ego's ways, always. You are love and you are light, always able to turn things around. I let go of my fear, I let go, I surrender to the universe. I know that the universe has my back. I know I'm always guided. I know there's always a loving way out of this. I choose to see peace instead of this. I choose to see love instead of this. All is well and all is good. Everything is fine. That was a little quote from my entry. Got a little more personal than I expected. But I hope it helps you. I mean, that's all I'm always hoping for. I hope it helps you. So, yeah, not sure how I will call this vlog. Maybe something how to get out of the funk, or how to get out of the fearful overwhelm. Maybe that's a good one, the fearful overwhelm. So that's my tip for you, and I think this is something everyone can do, no matter how into all the personal growth and self-work you are, but you can always try to find, or try to learn to grow this muscle, to train this muscle, to be able to catch yourself in moments when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you know and that's maybe away from all the ego and fear that I mentioned. We all have this sensor inside of us that tells us if we are doing something that feels good or not, or if we are acting in a way that we want to act or not, or that is true about us or not. We know that. I've known that all my entire life, and I know you know too. And it's about training this muscle to see. I keep missing the word for this, the better word, but to see and to be aware of a moment when you're not acting in a way, or behaving or thinking in a way that you want to. And to train this muscle to be able to see. And then the next step is to be aware that you have a choice. You can do that. You can go that road, which is fine. I've done it 100 times. I will do it 100 times. Or you can try to take the strength and try to go the hard way. And for that, my number 2 tips are meditation, or sitting in silence and writing it down. To sit in silence so that you can actually listen and connect with what's going on, because the fear is coming from somewhere because of a certain thing. It's there for a certain reason. So you can try to listen to it, to really listen to the stories that's going on. And through that, usually you will find that it's not true, and that it's just an illusion, and that it's all okay in the end. And then when you're sitting with that afterwards, to write it down and to get honest, to get brutally honest about what's going on. And you don't need to solve any problems, you don't need to fix anything, none of that. You just need to write it down. Just write it down and get it out of your body, because otherwise it will just be there for days. And then maybe if you're like me, you can write all the negative. You can just write down, I'm scared of, I think that, I am behaving in a way right now that I don't like because I am doing I am scared of, I think I said that before, I'm negative about X and XY triggered me too. Just write all those down, and then usually there's a sense of peace coming, and then if you can, turn it around and write a loving response, like things that I did. Give yourself the power, tell yourself the mantra, you're stronger than you think, you're so much more capable of what you believe in. Everything is all right, and you're always supported, and the universe has your back, or God has your back, or whoever. I have your back. And through that, I think you will all find a way, a peaceful way, a loving way out of whatever is going on. And yeah, create a nice atmosphere. If you're going more into that, having this little space for myself, this little meditation corner, has been a game changer, because I know that's always that's where I find peace and love and harmony. So that's it. That's what I felt inspired to talk about. And I think I mentioned everything that I wanted to mention. And I'm hoping that this might serve as a way out of this fearful thoughts for you. I'm hoping it serves you, and yeah, as I did before, I bow to the infinite wisdom within. Have a great day, and let's see when this video will be online.